Hi, and thank you for watching our live webathon here with Wake Up America Media Network. I'm Erika Franzwe, the host of Millennials Rock, and I'm here today with the incredible Dr. Peter Pry. He is the Executive Director of the Task Force on National and Homeland Security and Director of the U.S. Nuclear Strategy Forum, both congressional advisory boards. He has served on the Congression EMP Commission, the Congression Strategic Posture Commission, the House Armed Services Committee, and the CIA. He is also the author of Apocalypse Unknown. Thank you so much for being here,
Well,
Dr.
thank
Pry.
you for having me to discuss this vitally important subject.
Absolutely. I wanted to, I know we're quick on time, but I wanted to be able to touch a little bit of topics on the grid vulnerability that we have here in our country, and just basically tell the audience what exactly EMP is and what are the threats that we need to be aware of as Americans, and what our major security issue here in America is right now.
Well, an electromagnetic pulse can be generated by a nuclear weapon detonated at high altitude in outer space, basically. So you wouldn't see any blast effects, there'd be no fallout effects, but it would generate a super energetic radio wave that we call an electromagnetic pulse. This EMP would destroy electronics across all the continental United States, collapse the power grid, communications, transportation, business and finance, and even food and water would become unavailable. The Congressional EMP Commission, on which I served, estimated that given a year-long blackout that would result from a nuclear EMP attack, 9 of 10 Americans could die from starvation, disease, and societal collapse. And you could do this with a single nuclear weapon, just one nuclear weapon. And we have seen Iran write in its military doctrine, this is basically why they want the bomb. We've also seen them practice launching missiles from short-range missiles from ships to simulate an EMP attack. Last year, North Korea orbited a satellite over the United States at the perfect altitude. During the nuclear crisis we were having with North Korea, when Kim Jong-un was threatening to strike the United States, they orbited a satellite over at the perfect altitude and trajectory to make an EMP attack on the United States, as if they were practicing during that crisis to do this. Now, the sun can also generate an electromagnetic pulse. I have a picture of a real coronal mass ejection.
And that's your book also.
Yeah, this is the book, Apocalypse Unknown, The Struggle to Protect America from an Electromagnetic Pulse Catastrophe. And here, yes, you can see it, there's this little blue dot on the cover. Yes, over there, right there, right. And you know, that's the size of the Earth compared to one of these coronal mass ejections, which is like the 1859 Carrington event coronal mass ejection that caused an EMP everywhere in the world. But it didn't matter back in then. It just damaged telegraph stations and caused fires and forest fires all over the world.
But
because we weren't an
today,
electronic society. Our survival didn't depend on it. Today, if that happened, the whole world would be affected by an EMP, and electric grids and critical infrastructures essential to the survival of billions of people would fail everywhere. So a nuclear weapon can cause an EMP, the sun can cause an EMP. Non-nuclear weapons can be made called radio frequency weapons. And we did an experiment in Congress where, you know, we hired a fellow who's using design information available on the internet, built 2 radio frequency weapons using parts that were purchased at Radio Shack. Now, this would not have the effects of being able to take out the whole country, but we have arrived at a place where the technology is now so advanced that a single individual, a madman, a criminal, a terrorist, armed with a single non-nuclear EMP weapon, a radio frequency weapon, you know, could topple the technological pillars of civilization in a whole metropolitan area and black out a big city, just one person.